Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm like ready for sleep. I have my retainers on, I'm in my night clothes. But someone had written a message on my video and it's called How to Avoid Being Ghosted, and I will link it here or here. And I wanted to do a follow-up video because she was saying that you should sleep with the guy because if they like you, it's like a test. Like you sleep with them, and if they stay with you, they actually really liked you, right? Versus, um, what I was saying in the video is like you don't. I highly and just like I have a daughter. And I have my own experience is do not sleep with the guy if they are not committed. Why would you do that? The argument of saying, um, if you sleep with them and then they're not, and then they don't stay with you, that means that you have already proven that they just liked you for sex. That means they had already got the benefit and they didn't have to put anything on the line. You did. Because having sex with someone, you can get all these different diseases and the fact that you don't know anything about them and you're sharing your private parts with them, that probably means you have low self-esteem. I hate to say it, but that's the only reason why you would do something like that, right? And knowing what their intention is and having them commit, that's not like one of the things that she said was like, okay, maybe they'll say, yeah, I want to be committed and then have sex with you and then leave you. You're dating all wrong. Okay, so I am a coach for dating for marriage and kids, a normal family, not not anything crazy like polygamy or like experimenting. So if that's you, what I'm saying probably does not resonate and you must click off, right? So I'm going to continue this. So if you're offended or you don't like what I'm saying, just click off. But you don't have a good vetting process. You don't have a good way to vet if the guy is a good guy. If you ask for a commitment after the third date and they're like, yeah, and they're love bombing you, that's a red flag, okay? A normal, stable, confident, conscientious guy would not want to commit to you after 3 dates. They want to get to know you too. And if they're looking for marriage and kids, they're not going to rush into it. They're going to take their time. It's a huge commitment. Trust me. I have a daughter. It's a lot of work having a family. It's so important on who the father and the mother is, how you get along, how you raise a child, all your different values. So knowing that's your intention and knowing that you want a husband and a family, you want to make sure that you have a solid partner. You're not sitting there just having sex with them. That's like so weird to me. And honestly, it takes you about 4, maybe 6 months to get to know the person. And usually, when I was dating my husband, I was dating him and I was dating other people. And until he took me off the market, I was not trying to sleep with him. Like I just if if he was patient and he delayed gratification, I then I knew that he was something special. And he did not he delayed gratification. He never pushed me to have sex. Like it's everything happened in divine timing and I knew so much about him before we did it. And if you don't know their job, where they live, who their friends are, what their family is like, you have no business sleeping with them. Like that's real talk. So save yourself the heartache and, save yourself the hormonal confusion because secret, I did this before. I did hook up with somebody and I thought, oh, maybe we can be in a relationship. But the reality is, once you hook up with them, they lose interest. Tell me I'm not wrong. Tell me, guys, it's so true. Based on my experience, I know this to be true 100% of the time, okay? Trust me. And if you're a cautious person, you don't want your feelings to get hurt, you'll listen to me. Okay. I'm protecting you. I'm helping you be a better person. Trust me when I say this. And something that I found out about my husband is that he dated a bunch of like people and then he cut off the relationship because he was focused on his career. That is a thumbs up. Do not date anybody who does not have it together or you're praying and waiting for them to get it together. If they're not together right now, you guys have no business of dating, especially if you are trying to date for marriage and a family, okay? And who you choose to date and who you choose to marry. Sorry, do I sound like I have a list, my retainer? But oh well, who you choose and who you date and marry and have sex with, okay? It's so important because what if you happen to get pregnant? Because, like, I don't know, the off chance that the IUD didn't work or the condom broke or whatever the case, right? And that ended up being the father of your kid. Do you want to take that risk? Because I don't know. I don't I'm like addicted to this one YouTube channel called Soft White Underbelly, and it's about all these people who have like drug problems or they're like prostitutes or something like that. But when you listen to their story, the reason why they are that way is because they had awful, awful parents who abused them and didn't love them. Okay? So, if you want to end those type of like traumas or like not bring in people who have all this like F upness in their lives, be conscious on who you sleep with and who you marry, okay? So don't use sex as a test, okay? If you use sex as a test, you're either really immature or you just really don't know what you're doing and you have low confidence. Have the man commit, and you only have the man commit after you've figured out all these things about them. Okay. And I want to come on YouTube and say that because sometimes, like for me, I was born from immigrant parents who were like always working. They never taught me about like dating or how to vet a person or how to choose them. I had to learn that on my own and in the hard way. And they were always working. So they never like taught had time to sit down and talk to me about that. Also, it was like an awkward conversation, so they didn't know how to like approach it. So they just didn't talk about it. And it caused me so much heartache that I went through in my life and like choosing a bunch of wrong people to where I like wised up and like got help and was like, hey, how do I do this? So listen to me, save yourself all this like drama and heartache and do what I'm telling you. And another thing that my husband was saying is like whenever a girl would be like take the lead or whatever, it was like a huge turnoff. And I've also seen that, right? It's too alpha, it's too like in your face. It's like a person who's like trying to sell you something and it's like they're not interested in getting to know you or trying to be your friend, but every conversation you have with them, they're always trying to sell you something, and then you're kind of like, "Oh, this is so like fake," right? And you don't want to continue to talk to that person. That's how they feel when you're like thirsty, okay? So don't be that girl. Don't be that girl who's desperate, okay? And another thing that I learned is be willing to walk away. If the guy doesn't have the things on your list, okay, to a T, walk away. Okay? So I'll tell you my story. So my husband, supposedly he like broke up with all the women that he was with, but when it came to me, like I had my list and I told him, I was like, yo, we need to be married by 1 year or we're not dating anymore because I was serious. I wanted kids. And I think I was like 35 at that time, maybe 34. And so time is ticking. That's just the name of the game. I didn't freeze my eggs. So I was going to have it the natural way. And then he told me, he was like, okay, well, what if we get engaged at like 6 months? And I was like, okay, I'm down for 6 months to see how it goes. And then the fourth month came, and I was like, hey, are we still on track for 6 months? And he was like, no, I need to think about it. And I was like, wait, didn't you tell me 6 months? And then he was like, yeah, but I changed my mind. And I was like, oh. Okay, I changed my mind too. And then I took my stuff, I broke up with him, and I left. And I was the first girl to shut him down. I'm like whispering because I don't want him to hear. But I was the first girl to shut him down. And let me tell you something, ladies, he came back with a trip to Italy. Okay, he came back with a Chanel promise ring. And then he came back with proposing to me with my dream ring. Like, it's all crooked. Okay, so trust me what I'm telling you. I'm not saying this from theory or what I think is right. I'm saying it because I actually lived it. So let me know what you think. I hope this was helpful. And if you got offended, I hope you did because maybe it'll slap you in the face to stop acting a fool. Anyways, I will catch you guys later. Bye.